Welcome back, everyone. We have an update from Sigyn Therapeutics, Inc. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol SIGY and is a development stage medical technology company headquartered in San Diego. The company's therapeutic candidates are each designed to overcome a clearly defined limitation in healthcare. We're happy to welcome back CEO Jim Joyce. Welcome back, Jim.
Thanks, Anna. Nice to be here.
All right, so give us a quick overview of what Sigyn Therapy is and how does it work?
Yeah, so I'll start off by saying that for those that are participating today, we just published a report on Sigyn Therapy. And for those that have interest in accessing it, it's a very detailed report, but it can be accessed. Just email me. My email is the letters jj@sigyntherapeutics.com. Again, jj@sigyntherapeutics.com. But the report reviews in depth Sigyn Therapy, which is our lead therapeutic candidate. And this is a novel blood purification technology that we created to treat life-threatening conditions that are not addressed with drug therapies. And to date, we've demonstrated the ability of Sigyn Therapy to extract viral pathogens, bacterial toxins, hepatic toxins, pro-inflammatory cytokines, and other life-threatening mediators of inflammation from the human bloodstream. And as a result of this, our focus is directed towards 4 therapeutic indications. 1, endotoxemia, which is a leading trigger for sepsis, the leading cause of death in hospitals around the world. Sepsis itself, and again, sticking with our theme of addressing things beyond the reach of drugs, are drug-resistant viral pathogens and bacterial pathogens. And the technology itself is quite unique in its capabilities. When we designed Sigyn Therapy, we designed it to be broadly deployable. It works on the global infrastructure of dialysis and CRRT machines that are already located in hospitals and clinics worldwide. And within the device, to have these broad spectrum capabilities that we have, within the device are a formulation of adsorbent components, which, believe it or not, give us almost 50 acres of surface area in one device to be able to extract our therapeutic targets from the bloodstream. The device is also highly efficient. And when I say highly efficient, over a 4-hour time frame, a patient's bloodstream can be processed, the entire circulatory system of the patient processed through the device approximately 15 times. So we've developed something that we think is quite novel, has tremendous capabilities, and we think it overcomes the limitation of previous blood purification therapies that treat life-threatening conditions.
Now, talk a little bit about that. How does it compare? How does this specific technology compare to other therapies out there?
Sure. The best known blood purification therapy is hemodialysis, which is used to treat end-stage renal disease patients with kidney failure. And this product is a very straightforward blood filtration device that removes very small molecule toxins, generally below 3 nanometers in size. As the field has continued to expand, we've had colleagues make notable advances. One company is Cytosorbents that really they pioneered the concept of inflammatory cytokine removal, which this is an excess response, or it's in response to the immune system over-responding to infection, and they'll cause an overproduction of inflammatory cytokines, which can lead to a condition known as cytokine storm syndrome. The device created by Cytosorbents, the Cytosorb device, addresses pro-inflammatory cytokines circulating in the bloodstream, but it does not address viral pathogens and bacterial pathogens or bacterial toxins and other larger inflammatory mediators that we are able to target. Another technology is called the torimixin device, and this was advanced into the marketplace. And I should say the Cytosorb device has been used in, I think, over 280,000 treatments at this point overseas. In regards to torimixin, it's been broadly used overseas in almost 400,000 treatments. and it has a high specificity for binding to endotoxin, which is a primary trigger for sepsis. And in North America, the technology is licensed to Spectral Medical, which is based in Toronto. And Spectral is advancing a very promising study using this device in sepsis patients. Unfortunately, as compared to our technology, it is specific for removing endotoxin, which is a gram-negative bacterial toxin. We're able to address endotoxin, gram-positive bacterial toxins, and again, viral pathogens and inflammatory cytokines and other mediators of inflammation. So we think our strategy is such that we can achieve our objective of overcoming the limitations of some of these other therapies.
And talk a little bit about your team at Sigyn.
Oh, the team has been with me previously. We have experience in working together. Our industry is quite small in terms of people that have actually had success in advancing products towards marketplace. But my team here at Sigyn Therapeutics worked with me previously where we advanced a blood purification technology from concept to becoming the first technology to receive 2 breakthrough device designations from the FDA and becoming the first device to receive emergency use authorization to treat a life-threatening virus. And the device itself, Time Magazine named it a top 25 invention and in a different issue, one of the 11 most remarkable advances in healthcare. So in that device, we were focused on treating a broad spectrum of viral pathogens. Here, the same thing, but also addressing simultaneously pro-inflammatory cytokines and bacterial toxins.
Wow, important work here. So for our last few moments, talk a little bit about your clinical strategy going forward, and if you can break down some of the pipeline of products that you have.
Okay, so clinical strategy. We are focused, we've completed first in mammal studies. We've done extensive in vitro studies to validate the capabilities. We're now moving into first in human studies of Sigyn therapy in end-stage renal disease patients with endotoxemia or concurrent inflammation. And the novel thing, well, most people wouldn't know to appreciate this, but we designed Sigyn therapy with the ability to work at optimal blood flow rates that correspond with dialysis. And these are dialysis patients who on average live about 5 years once they become dependent on dialysis. And endotoxemia and inflammation are the causes of the 3 leading reasons why these patients die early, and that's cardiovascular disease, sepsis, and other opportunistic infections, which we can address. So we're going to enroll dialysis patients at 3 site locations. Dialysis patients, once they are on dialysis for about 24 to 30 months, about 60+% of these patients have endotoxemia. And our goal is to complete the study to demonstrate feasibility and safety in this patient population and then move into pivotal studies for market clearance. But this is an actual business opportunity as well. We use this pathway to transition into larger non-ESRD dialysis markets. But there's 550,000 ESRD patients in the United States. A high percentage suffer from endotoxemia and concurrent inflammation. And the industry in North America is controlled by 2 companies in terms of delivery of dialysis therapy. One is Fresenius Medical Care, and the other is DaVita Kidney Health. And these companies, again, I mentioned average lifespan of these patients is about 5 years. If you can extend the lifespan of these dialysis patients, you can augment revenues of these organizations. And if you look at the size of their patient population that they have within each of their networks, for each month of extended life for Fresenius's dialysis patients, that's worth about $1.2 billion in revenues for each month. And for DaVita, for each month of extended life, that's worth about $1 billion in revenues. So if we can execute on this and really help to extend the lives of these patients, it should be quite valuable to the dialysis industry, who also loses revenues when these patients become hospitalized. And these patients are in the hospital on average about 11 times a year. And if you can reduce hospitalization of their patient populations, for Fresenius, that's worth about $300 million in recouped revenues. And for DaVita, that's about $250 million in recouped revenues. And then there's the other factor for these patients. Many of these patients are on on a kidney transfer waiting list. And many patients will die before they ever find a kidney. There's this extreme crisis or shortage of donor kidneys for these patients. And obviously, if you can extend their life, it gives them a greater possibility to find a donor kidney. And in the absence of a donor kidney, they rely on dialysis for survival.
Well, Jim, again, always fascinating talking with you. Such important work you're doing here. We thank you so much for this update. And again, we'll follow along with some more updates throughout the quarters.
Thank you, Anna.
All right. Everyone, we've had a great conference today. In just a second, you'll be redirected to the registration page, so don't go anywhere. On behalf of all of us at the Emerging Growth, thanks to all of our presenters and our attendees for making this such a great success. Remember, a complete replay of this conference, separated by company, will be available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Emerging Growth Conference. Subscribe there and follow us on Twitter @EmergingGrowthC. On behalf of myself and everyone who made this possible, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next month.